potentially bring us to a game 3. All right, bro fans in full voice once again as Clear just throwing out some abilities, casting not really being too bothered by it. And Gideon will find Raptor. This is, it's not quite a troll under the bridge, but he is in a pretty scary position.
I mean, he should just be able to mangle him level 1, so...
Yeah, he just sort of like walks around the corner and eats the Xin Zhao. Is that not just what happens here? Yeah. In he comes. Chomp. And yeah, Raptor just has to vacate the area. There's not a whole lot that he can do about this. And so Gideon now with just full control of the jungle. And this is what we were talking about. I mean, Trundle, like, there's not a whole lot that Xin Zhao can do to a Trundle.
Yeah, he's going to try and go for the Wolves instead to hit level 2, but Gideon is like forcing him out.
Yeah, I think he just has to go to the other side of the jungle.
Yeah.
There is just nothing he can really do. So could be some vertical jungling here if Raptor is able to actually head over toward the enemy blue side. Or it could be some shenanigans here as Gideon clears out his side of the jungle as well as heading over to his blue side as well. So,
you know,
a tough time here for Raptor.
Xin Zhao just generally doesn't do well into Trundle, but I think level 1 is just like the worst case scenario. Yeah. The fact that you're losing your AD and he has such a short cooldown on the Q. It is going to be the lethality Varus, which...
Oh, is that a turret trap on the Kellin? Yeah, he does have to flash his way out, and the heal had already been used.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Looks like they used summoners earlier for some heavy trades, but yeah, so we've seen more of the lethality Varus, and I feel like on-hit hasn't been as...
Some crazy things happening here in this mid lane as Flash Justice Punch does get Vicla to relative safety, but he has to use his flash, as Roma only having to invest the Ghost to get that one out. Already things just happening here in this game number 2. As Clear taking a lot of damage as well as casting great trade.
Game looking a lot more heated than the last one, if we're being honest.
Just action all over the place.
Yeah, and I think, you know, on-hit builds haven't been super favored by some of the changes we saw in the new season, but my only concern is that for Bro, you know, lethality Varus into some of the picks that BNK4X has, if you don't kill like an Aatrox or a Xin Zhao, or you like pump your damage into them when the Xin Zhao has his shield up, or like there's a wild growth that comes through, you do just run out of damage as the lethality Varus, right? Compared to on-hit who can just keep autoing, so...
Yeah.
That is a little bit of a concern, but you do have other members of the team with some sustained damage, like the Ryze.
Yeah, we'll have to see how fed Roma can get in this game, whether he can make it to those 3 items that have looked incredibly broken so far this season. As Vicla looking to try and make his way in, but hits kind of nothing on
Yeah, that was a nice root.
Well played, but Raptor is now going to make his way forward, gets the flash out, but immediate follow as Wind becomes lightning, and Vicla, can he find some Winds of War? The Justice Punch will do it, and first blood goes to the Galio as the year of Vicla continues.
Yeah, I think Roma just too heavily focused on the 1v1 and, you know, had some vision from that ward, but kind of, you know, went in a position where you would just so easily dove on. Like, I think he'd seen Raptor already here on this ward, right?
Yeah, I guess not.
Because he was, like, round the corner before. I think I'm not sure if he'd seen him. It looked like maybe the ward wasn't deep enough in the brush or something. But, yeah, I think just too close to that wall where he can just be jumped on from over it. I think if you stay a bit more central in the lane, you're a lot safer. But considering the success he was having in the lane, the pressure he had on Vicla, the fact that he forced that early flash, and now to be down sums and having died, not ideal for Roma in this one.
Yep, I'm going to put that in the cons column. Absolutely. As Clear and Casting continuing to battle it out here towards this top side of the map. Interesting that we were talking about Zhun, and we do get just the old version of him in just regular Aatrox here in this top lane instead. But Clear just wanting to play something a little more familiar, perhaps. And we'll be locking this one away. Can still do some pretty ridiculous things in team fights against a whole bunch of champions that are largely melee range, and there are 3 of them that certainly fit that bill. As now Vicla with the phase rush is looking to try and make his way out here as Gideon throws down the pillar, and Vicla could be in a whole host of trouble. There's the Rune Prison. Does get the Justice Punch down, though, as Gideon does pick up the kill, but now Raptor gets his way in there. Let's see whether he can actually make something happen. 2 versus 1, though, and it's not looking good, as Roma will find a lot of damage onto the Xin Zhao. No flash, and Roma looks to find a good sidestep. and Raptor will keep himself alive.
So close to going down. There was a nice sidestep at the end, but it was a little concerning when Raptor went in there to try and save the play, especially given the low health member was Gideon on the Trundle, who obviously got a bit of heal when Vicla went down. So a good pickup there from Gideon to punish Vicla's lack of flash.
Yep.
But heavy focus around the mid lane in this game so far.
Yep, everything very, very even in this game, though. As we can see, only 100 gold separating these two teams. As Vicla back in it once again.
What's crazy, we've seen Gideon like constantly invading, but the jungle is pretty even in farm, despite that.
Yeah, ignore this as far as the year of Vicla is concerned. It's still the year of Vicla, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got ganked, you know, it's not fair.
Yeah, it takes a while to cut through him. And Raptor actually does quite a lot of damage up front, but then kind of runs out of cooldowns and has to just run away.
Clear. Having picked up his first plate, was looking for another one here, as the crab is likely to be taken here by Raptor.
Yeah, casting actually hasn't reset yet. He's going for it now, but you know, Clear's already reset and come back to lane without teleporting.
Oh wow,
So
I didn't even notice that he still has teleport available, okay.
Yeah, I think just has had prio in that lane and had complete control so far.
Certainly been able to shove waves in over and over again as teleport towards the top side for Clear will come on through as he is getting closer and closer to item number 1. Gideon has now hit level 6 though, so we'll have that subjugation up and available. We'll probably be saving that one for Vicla most of the time, so he will be building the most tanky stats, but it looks like not going to be starting with a tank item.
Namgung has gone Aftershock again. Actually, wait, he's on the side of the Trundle. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, could have been Aftershock Lulu.
Yeah,
we have seen Aftershock Nami win a game as well.
Oh, that could have been.
So we really could have had some extra Aftershock stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately not the Aftershock Galio that you're really hoping for.
True. Vicla almost able to use his phase rush in order to save his life earlier on as well, so already getting some value out of that keystone theoretically. It's casting. Doing a bit better in these trades now with the core fields put together.
I do feel like I'm liking the supports leaning back towards like the normal summoners away from Spellbook, because Spellbook did get nerfed a little bit, and there is still some Spellbook usage on certain champions who are like less reliant on those combat keystones and also just don't have as much synergy, like things like Bard or Rakan, who don't have as much specific synergy with any one keystone.
Yeah.
But I think like Nautilus having the Aftershock does just make you so much tankier when you are one of the squishier engaged supports.
Oh, Roma just making his way out of taunt range, and Gideon grubs happening once again as he does take away the first one. Should be able to grab the second as well, as Raptor is busy dealing with Roma here in this mid lane. Casting going to get chained up, but does manage to break those pretty comfortably. Namgung is going to get his way out of this Tribe Rush. And Raptor with a bit of an invade.
Kind of a slow game once again. We had those illegal scraps and then it's just slowed down, but they are now looking for a dive clear, so he's just dead, I believe.
I don't know what he's going to be able to do here. Let's see whether he can actually find an angle. As Casting gets himself out of there, the World Ender does come on through. And I believe Vision was given over, and there it is. So the ward goes over the wall. Gideon is just going to vacate.
Honestly, a good ult and clear the wave out and able to mitigate it. I thought, looking at the wave coming in, looking at Gideon being there, I thought they were just going to dive and he was going to be down, but able to survive and create some space, and now a dive on the bot side.
Yep, see whether they can take down Teddy here, as there's a heroic entrance as well, as Teddy now trying to turn it on to Kellin. Winds of War come in, that is going to be Vicla grabbing that kill, as now Namgung is just going to flash to get on top of Raptor. Does manage to take him out, but it's a 2-for-1 in the dive on the bottom side. So B&K looking all right there and now have themselves a decent little advantage as well.
Yeah, especially the kill ends up going to the Nautilus, so I think B&K FX pretty happy with how that one panned out. Teddy trying to focus damage down onto Kellin here. As you see, Kellin ends up getting aggro first. Flashes away from the ult from Teddy, though.
Yeah, and he wild growths himself and doesn't get hit by the Chains of Corruption because he flashed it.
Yep, so that was well played by Kellin to avoid that immediate focus from Teddy. But honestly, it was a good eye from Teddy to see who was grabbing aggro. Just unfortunately, Kellin was a little bit faster on the trigger. Well, not faster, just reacted well.
Yeah.
All in all, B&K FX, I think, happy with how the dive panned out, but Gideon instantly responds and picks up the dragon as recourse for that play.
Yep. Clear has now got his Sundered Sky complete. In fact, that is the only thing he has in his inventory.
Priorities.
Yep, certainly knows exactly what he wants, as Vicla with his dash cannon now complete as well.
Oh, now casting has Eclipse. I feel like that's just the point where Ambessa just becomes obnoxious, that one item.
Yep, already has a decent CS advantage as well after everything that had happened towards the top side. So casting's in a pretty good position, and honestly had a pretty good game number 1 as well on the Gnar. Of course, we mentioned did the most damage in the game. And he has some big lordly shoes to fill, as we had to say goodbye to Morgan, was picked up by Team Liquid. So incredibly sad, but I can't be that upset about it, because at least he's hanging out with my boy Jake. So that's pretty cool,
yeah,
I guess.
Just seems like the Team Liquid thing to pick up bros.
Yeah, yeah. We can ask Umpty about it.
Yeah. And
Umpty's probably pretty happy. I know that when Spawn came to Korea as well, Umpty and Spawn hung out as well. While he was here for the boot camp. So pretty cool stuff, as they were here for Casper Cup as well. Hopefully they're going to be back next year as well. It was a whole lot of fun having a few extra special guests. But I digress. We're having a look now at B&K pushing in this bottom lane with some support by Raptor. He's going to clear out this control ward, so the bros know exactly what's going on. They have a troll making his way down. And it is just going to be a trade of a bunch of wards. Subjugation up and available. Roma and Vicla in position, both of them with their globals at the ready, or semi-globals, you could say. But now just going to be moving back to lane, so a bit of a stalemate. Going to be broken just yet. All right, bit of a, finally, stun landing.
It's just the Galio thing. You just dash up to him, combo him, run away with phase rush, just on repeat.
At least this time he has dash cannon, so I feel like he can actually close the gap.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit
It was
better.
a little awkward before when he got rooted and he just kind of stood there.
Yeah. Well, some high value with the free boots as well. We've got 3 of them.
Speaking of high value, the double control ward in that brush just...
Gotta get that vision, man.
Gotta really make sure there's no wards in that brush.
Mm-hmm. Works out. Quest completion here for both of our top laners already. Going to be the first ones that have been put together, as there's public execution towards Clear. World Ender does come on down, Sundered Sky to try and get that health bar back, but Gideon makes his way in, and I don't think Clear is going to find a way out of this one. Heroic Entrance comes in, though, and maybe I spoke too soon. Great knock-up, and Gideon will be taken down. And now casting, I don't know whether the Alcove Gaming is going to work out, because now the Bash Bros make their way in to defend their Aatrox, and it's a double for Vicla.
It's just his year, isn't it? It's just the year of Vicla. He's just on form.
Watch out, World Championship. Vicla's coming back to North America. As all right, Namgung now going to start a fight up against Diable once again. The Wild Growth comes in as there's Roma with the ulti, and that is going to spell the end of both bot laners. The year of Vicla continues, though, as he just dives on top of Teddy. Wipes out a fair bit of the damage. I think Vicla will be dead now, but Namgung's in a bit of trouble. Justice punch. Oh, the dash cannon missed. Oh, it could have been another kill. That would have been so sick if that had happened, but it did not. It just shows.
You know what?
Vicla isn't a god. He is human after all.
Room for growth. Room for growth. That's what we can establish there. But Clear buying a ton of time here. I mean, Aatrox is the champion to do that. You see how much he heals up that first auto. Keeping space from Gideon, and then, again, he gets a ton of health from that auto with Sundered Sky in the passive. Vicla comes in, Gideon gets eliminated, and then a little bit of running around the alcove, but just a huge fight win. And then immediately Vicla ends up recalling, buying boots to get the tier 3 boots, and just zooming straight in here, whereas bot lane are getting engaged on.
And you can tell he asked for that. He pinged to the ward he's teleporting to. He's like, guys, start a fight. I'm coming in. And they started a little bit earlier than they probably wanted to, as Vicla was a little late to that one.
And he's so close to getting a second kill.
Look at the dash cannon, man.
A couple more abilities here and there.
Yeah.
Could have been. Could have been.
As Gideon also not going to lose his grump.
You know what's hilarious? We're talking about how strong like the upgraded Merc treads are and the shield, how good to be on Galio. No. Upgraded Sorks for the Galio. We're doing damage out here.
So wait, hang on. He builds Merc treads on a Zir and then Sorks on Galio.
Galio already has
deny subjugate value.
Galio already has a magic damage shield, right?
True. You know, it's redundant, isn't it?
He doesn't need another one.
Yeah, that would be absolutely silly. I completely understand. And why would I doubt Vicla? You know, it's his year. As we know. All right. Arc Ruin come through here from Diable as they're now continuing to look for this fight. Diable's looking very worse for wear, but the Wild Growth to keep him alive. As Vicla comes down, he still wants more. As Teddy going to get killed by the Winds of War, but it is doing a fair bit of damage given the build that Vicla has gone for here.
He is going one-shot build, you know. I feel like we've seen so many of these, like,
this is something that Faker used to do last year, right? He was the one that didn't build like a defensive item first. He's like, no, we're just going Glass Cannon Gargoyle.
It's so fun, to be honest. You know, I think part of the logic is you're into the Trundle, right? You don't want to give him a target where you're just going to get all your stats drained immediately. But also, you do so much damage. Like, Galio has really high AP ratios. When you do go a build like this, you just kind of explode people, especially if you're this fed.
Yep.
So I kind of respect it.
And it is going to be first turret going over to the Bros. They should be able to claim themselves a gold advantage. As you can see, it is teetering back and forth, but finally, 600 gold in the lead here for the Bros, as they do take down that outer bottom lane turret. So nicely done. Get them a bit into the coffers. As Gideon has gone for the Trinity Force build, not going for the Sundered Sky Ultra Sustainy type build here. A little bit more damage for the Trundle.
To be fair, I think it's one of those things where, like, when Sundered Sky was, like, really strong, we saw a mixed bag with Trundle. Like, some would go Sundered Sky first, some would go, like, Triforce. And then Sundered Sky got nerfed, and it's still really good, don't get me wrong, but, like, the crit is weaker, right?
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense to be going default into the Triforce.
Might still pick it up, but I like things like just running faster.
Running fast is pretty good.
It's pretty good for the Trundle.
Well, if you speak of running fast, it is a Cloud Soul.
Exactly, and so maybe he doesn't need any items that are going to bolster that, because we do have Cloud Rift as well as a Cloud Soul. Very happy to have that in our very first series of the day. As all right, possible dive onto Clear once again. Difficult to dive in Aatrox now that he has an item or two put together, and now he's looking for an angle here. We'll be able to chain up casting and gets not tagged by the public execution. Now the World Ender does come down, finds a good double knock up there with the Q, and this is the danger we were talking about. They do take him down, and Namgung successfully tanked up that turret, and then they take it down. The trade will be the outer in the mid lane, as now Teddy could be in a little bit of trouble here, and by a little bit I mean a lot, as Diable grabs his first of the game and augments that with this turret going down as well. Triple grubs though, and an inner turret on the docket here for the Bros, looking to try and grab that one at the same time, as there is the Realm Warp, but it was a little bit of a fake out there as Roma decides not to take it. Casting moving in as Diable now might be the target, but Raptor does have now a big circle around him. Gargoyle comes in to try and help them out as Casting hit by the Winds of War and taken down by Diable. Make that 2 for the Yunara.
And I think that was a little unnecessary from Bro. Like, they were doing the trade. They got top lane tier 2, and I think they were going to be able to defend the tier 2 in the mid lane, even without the teleport from Casting. It was a bit of an overstep, to be honest.
Let's have a look at this one more time, though. This was nicely tanked by Namgung.
Yeah, I think Namgung has aggro for such a long time, under no real threat of going down, and the Aatrox not much you can do. Here, this first tower's going down for sure. Teddy in a bit of an unfortunate position. But right now, it's 1 kill each, 1 tower each. But here, like, the wave's gone, and maybe the threat of Casting teleporting was the reason they had to back away, but it ends up being a bit of an overstep, and he goes down. And it just makes you question, like, maybe if he just zoned them off, could have ended up better off. I don't know. It's hard to say. Either way,
hindsight is 2020.
It is 2020, but we are in 2026, so...
That's true. Hindsight is not 2026.
Yeah.
That's too many numbers.
We do nearly have... So, Dragon coming up soon in about a minute and a half. Teddy's nearly got his Mirana fully stacked. We nearly have the Rod of Ages stacked for Roma, and he's about to level up to 14, so he'll go, like, straight to 50. Actually, he's at 5 stacks, not 9.
Yeah, he's still a ways away.
Okay, it did look like a 9 for some reason. Maybe I'm just losing my eyesight as I'm getting old.
Your eyesight might be 2026.
Yeah,
which is wrong. You want it to be 2020, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he did say. That
was a good year.
Something like that.
Damwon fans are also, they want it to be 2020 as well.
Yeah.
All right, B&K continuing to clear out vision, as we can see here. The Bros backing away as the Baron just spawns now. The Bros still with a bit of a monopoly as far as the Drakes are concerned. We'll see whether it's going to be B&K looking for this next cloud that's going to be up in 35 seconds right now with a lot of control of the area.
you know, it's a 6 now, which is an upside down 9, so...
Hey, there you go. It's getting way closer. You just have to spin it upside down and get one more stack.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on, Roma. Why is it still up the right way? We need a graphics team that can just put the icon upside down for us. That would be very, very helpful.
TP coming in. Looks like Bro very focused on trying to make this happen, but they are being pushed in the mid lane.
All right, Gideon wrapping around, looking for Raptor.
Oh, he's going for it.
Say wrap for that reason, but it did kind of work out. It's got a teleport to bring the Aatrox in, and let's see whether the Bros can keep themselves alive. There is the Crescent Guard. But a little bit of a disengage here by the Bros, and a bit invested at the start of this fight as Vicla gets himself out of there. And now the re-engage, the quadra taunt from Vicla as he looks to make his presence known. Vicla trying to get the work done, but already the Lulu goes down. Raptor dead as well as Vicla's so close to going down. And Diable falls, but Clear is massive. They should be able to take him out, though. The CC is too much, and the Bros stand tall and wipe out BNK.
Should just be able to pick up the Baron off the back of this. It looked like a huge engage from Vicla, but I think they just didn't have the follow-up to finish out the fight. So here, this was a bit of an anti-synergy from Raptor, because he goes in and he ults them away, so the Galio ult hits no one. And now you don't have your Xin Zhao ultimate, and also, Diable and Kellin are really low HP already. So then when this big ult comes in, it looks massive, but there's so many low health members, the Nautilus ult gets massive value, Lulu immediately dead, Xin Zhao immediately dead, Diable gets hit by a piercing arrow and then dies. And I think even though it was a hype moment for Vicla, understandable because it's his year,
yeah,
I think there was just too many missing resources with regards to the lack of Crescent Guard and the lack of health that let BNK Fear X down in that situation. And now...
And so much of the power budget of this composition is around the heroic entrance actually doing something.
Yeah.
And in that last fight, it certainly was not able to do much of anything at all.
And also just Yunara being able to auto-attack and not being half HP.
That is certainly good too.
Yeah, so now...
Well, we got another one. As the Baron still around the Bros, as now Raptor caught out. Good pillar position here from Gideon as Audacious Charge gets Raptor out of the way. As in goes the public execution. Casting though going down so incredibly low. Down goes Vicla though, it may not be his year after all. As the snipe from Teddy's too good. Double kill here for the Varus, and Diable, not a whole lot he can do, and the hook is gonna land. Namgung having such a better day here today compared to their first day out against DK. And they're looking to take this inner turret at the same time.
Namgoong's just been on fire. I feel like getting so much value in these fights, but the target selection is so good here. And bro, I mean, this game looks firmly in their control. I mean, last game, it felt like they weren't able to push their advantage, but now with an 8,000 gold lead, look at all these towers they're picking up.
Oh man, it is going to be 10K by the end of this. As Kellin, oh look, the little Lulu that could. Not quite able to even deal with a minion wave here, as BNK looking a bit worse for wear at the end of this one as we check out this fight one more time.
Just getting so much damage on a Raptor, the poke from Teddy as well. He's trying to hold the Crescent Guard and back away, but he's chunked out. Diable again is like half HP at the start of the fight. And then Vicla goes in to peel for his jungler, dies. We get Raptor sniped by Teddy. And it's 3 members already down, and then Namgung just goes, yep, I'm grabbing that 80 carry.
Yeah, beautifully done. Snipes him with the anchor, and the Bro fans go wild here at LoL Park. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to be getting out of the Bros to finish this one off. But right now, a fight has started. Gideon looking relatively low, but he is Trundle, so doesn't feel too worried about it. Heroic entrance comes on through, but Vicla just melts like butter. And Teddy's untouched in this fight. Hit by the Infernal Chains, but he just takes the Aatrox down. And Raptor and Kellin just left wondering where their teammates have gone. The Bros looking to break down the front door, and they may just end the game right here. 10,000 gold the lead. And we felt like maybe after that comeback victory in game number 1 for BNK, the Bros would be broken. But no, that is not what the Bros stands for in the Bros. It stands for brotherhood, and it stands for winning game 2 so that we can have as much League of Legends as possible. Nexus down, on to the next.